Hey, what's up, everybody? But the drama never ends on YouTube. How can I say this? Late yesterday, evening, I just randomly just like I'll just watch Amber's Logic, just to see what they said about yesterday's game between the Bucks and the Nuggets. Um, but yeah, this ain't a drinking thing this time. This ain't so. This is to see what happened, and you're just gonna hear my reaction. And it just sucks that the drama never ends. And just gonna like I'm gonna like post on his comment and see what he said. Well, I'm gonna see what he says first, cause like I think about like 2 3 minutes in the video, he brought up the Emerald Logic chat. And the funny thing is, he's banned from that watching that channel. So I don't know how he get the shot screens or anything like that. Cause he does have a few accounts. Insane. Um, but let's just watch this and see what they was talking about on the chat on Emerald Logic yesterday. So we're just gonna see what was said.
So the worst Bucks fan out there got his cheeks absolutely clapped by Dame today. And as I've always told y'all, the worst fans in the world are Bucks fans. I'm a Bucks.
No, no, no. The worst fans are Lakers fans. Get it right. It ain't Bucks fans. You haven't been living long enough to see like other teams, other fans of teams not happy with player or whatever the case may be. So you don't know. You really don't know.
I'm a Bucks fan myself. I love the Bucks,
But hate the fans. That means you hate yourself. Cause the thing is, ain't nobody living in a dream world that saying that we're gonna be the top. We're gonna have like consecutive championships or something like that. We will want to see that, but we ain't out here saying that it's gonna happen. That's your generation, and like I said, you on the young side, Barrett. That's your generation.
but boy do I hate Bucks fan. And this fat tub of lard I'm about to show you and that Dame clap back at today, he's the epitome of that. But to really tell this story, it starts before today in today's tweet. Today's tweets and what happened was really just a sign of something that's been going on for a while right now, and a story that has been going on for a minute. And that is Bucks old media.
See, I wasn't gonna do a video about this. I was just gonna like, okay, let me just watch and see what happens and see if it gets interesting. So this wasn't the video that I was thinking that they was gonna be talking about. So unbelievable. So let's see what happens.
Versus what the people want to hear in 2025. And here's one example of
Yeah, young people, not wise people like Amber Logic, myself, and other channels. Your young generation is too spoiled and think you always want more. Which, believe me, we all want more from the Bucks too. But we're not gonna sit there and say like it's our year every year. Come on. We ain't like some of these other teams, all these high market teams that it's gonna be our year, it's every year, or something like that. That's not us. That's y'all young generation.
that right here.
Next person you better put on, God, you better put Barrett on, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
I better be Barrett. Better be Barrett, bro. Don't nobody tell me what to do on my platform.
Oh, wait a minute.
So
That was that old video that. This is where the problems have actually started. That dude just came out of nowhere, defended Barrett, and I was watching that day too. God, this, because Emerald always let, Barrett, chat on his channel, and, he ordered praising the hell out of Chris Middleton for God knows what. Okay, that's your favorite player. Great. Um, Either you're a Bucks fan or you're a Chris Middleton fan. You're a Chris Middleton fan, move along. And you can follow him with the Washington Wizards. If you're a Bucks fan, if you know anything about, the Bucks past and stuff like that, then you're a Bucks fan. Don't just say, okay, since I start watching basketball, I love Chris Middleton and blah 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 blah. So I'm sorry. Some of these young generations is just blows my mind. My son is gonna be 25 and he doesn't have this stupid mentality out of the young generation. That's just sad.
So for months, there's been these old Bucks media that used to have platforms that have seen their numbers dwindle, and they've been getting to pretty.
Ever since Emma's Logic been, when he, officially like start doing like videos again and doing it more frequently, his views increase. He have a lot of subscribers. Of course, he got more than me, but anyways, and he's got more subscribers than Barrett for his over 2,000 subscribers. If you saying the new media, or you're fan, or you're supposed to be the side that people want to say what they want to say, you should have more subscribers than that. Seriously. Yeah, cause I've been doing this channel a little bit over a year after YouTube have started. Me and some of the other people that were, in here, like me and my wife. We had some other people, on the show too. So you want to see our past content, go ahead and check it out. So we've been doing this for 16 years. At the time, most of us wasn't even pushing for, get like subscribers and stuff like that until, they put it up there, you can start getting paid for doing live content. If you get to like a certain amount of subscribers. So that's why you see all these people, drop a like, hit that comment, and try to subscribe. Because, they're on the verge of trying to get more subscribers and try to get paid. So back then, we didn't care about that. We just want to get our content out there. And yeah, that it is hard times right now, and we got crazy things going on, and sad thing is we're gonna be suffering it from the next 4 years. But people, some people can't even rely on work. They trying to look for a job, and people say they're hiring and they don't. So what's the next thing the person can do? Create a job for themselves or be self-employed. That's kind of what YouTube is, make yourself like self-employed. But you just got to get over hoops and hollering just to actually get like a first paycheck, which is kind of strange. And I'd rather stick with the old media than some of the new media, because some of you young Bucks fans don't even know what the heck is going on. Y'all just like got so spoiled with that championship in 2021. And I think we did get so spoiled in that, although it was history making, which I do, happy for that. And I'm happy that I get to see them win a championship in my lifetime. If that's the only time, they get to win a championship in my lifetime, I'm happy with it. I'm glad I got to see it. But I'm not expecting them like win a championship every year. We can say like, we hope you do, but we're not out here saying that they should win the championship every year. Like, this really ain't that much of a dynasty going on anymore. The last dynasty was the Golden State Warriors. And ever since 2019 with Toronto winning the championship, you had different team every single year, including the Bucks. Denver won their championship first time in franchise history. That's history making. And with these rules and stuff, let small market teams like try to get get a fair share of trying to keep their stars and stuff. They do that, and then you have like the NBAP, the players union, get upset because some teams did this, especially like small market teams. Like the main reason they was upset with that and they changed these rules that they got this season was because what Bucks did to get Damian Lillard. It's a stupid rule, put like this the first apron, second apron. It's just really stupid. Then you might as well just go back to the old things like the salary caps. Certain team only can spend this much, and while that's high market teams, well, the big market teams get to spend more than anything else and get to win, championships and stuff every single year. People were sick of that. People would like to see, something new. But some of you young generation just don't experience that or don't even know about that.
Pretty mad at that. And they've been realizing that the Bucks fans aren't really going for all the negativity and blaming guys like Chris Middleton, who's done all that.
Did the last video, and he didn't mention Chris Middleton at all, and now he does. So, like I said, he's a midi-sexual. It's just sad. I think they just took it after when people were saying the Brown sexuals and stuff like that. Like, I'm a big LeBron James fan, but I do hate the organization he's in. But I do give that organization respect. And that's one of the reasons, some of these rules have been put out there, like franchises like, Boston and the Lakers, winning like so many championships, and they get free agents. I know like they does free agents, like the NBA does it for a reason. But if you can buy more, if you can pay this person more of the free agent, it's like with the Shaquille O'Neal situation. I wish he would have stayed in Florida, or in Orlando. But took bigger money, went to Lakers. The results were they won 3 championships. So, really, Barrett, please look at your history.
That he's done. And even now, like, people are open to some Dame criticisms. But
I guess he was saying, wait a minute, let me put that back a little bit. Oh, I didn't mean to mute it. I mean to go back a little bit and...
Chris Middleton, who's done all that he's done. And even now, like...
Cause you put him on a pedestal, and he is not. Like, seriously. Like, his highest points per game percentage, his highest points per game was like 20 points a game. And I already put out some stuff already that... Probably those, first few years, and stuff like that he's been with the Bucks, he was their best player. But as I corrected people before, and I said this was going to happen, that Giannis was going to end up being the better overall player. Maybe not the better shooter or whatever like that than Middleton, because Middleton, was the best shooter when he was with the Bucks at that time. But look at him now. Yesterday's game with the Wizards play Philadelphia, he didn't play. And Kyle Kuzma did not miss any games with the Bucks so far. So what does that tell you?
People are open to some Dame criticisms, but we are not just going to be Dame bashing as if he's the biggest issue whatsoever. But these guys, they just don't understand.
Wait a minute. You were one of the people that was blaming Dame. Seriously. You were one of the few that was like upset about, Dame shouldn't game on this team. They should have kept Drew Holiday and stuff like that. You can check out his past videos, and he was saying something just like that.
And that they see their numbers dwindling, and they say, "Well, it's this guy's fault."
Now he's bringing the Bucks crossover onto this. Wow. You probably see me on there next. You probably will see me on here next. If I does, I'm gonna have something to say.
It's not my fault for bashing our best players. Y'all watch him because of antics. I got a little bit more going for me than y'all do in terms of the energy and the fun stuff. But
Who cares? You're young. Of course you're gonna have energy, you idiot.
at the same time, people also just don't want to hear your bull jive of, "Yeah, Chris Middleton for Kyle Kuzma, and we'll throw it AJ Johnson. Horst, you cooked." People don't.
Because they did. And it's proven to you time and time again that Chris Middleton is not that guy anymore. He's been injury prone. He's been hurt too much. And I just pointed out there, Kyle Kuzma hasn't missed any games since he's been with the Bucks so far. So that says something. Although his numbers like up and down, but Chris Middleton's numbers is like one day is up, then you have like 5 games is down. And Kuzma is scoring like more points per game than Chris Middleton this season. Seriously, look it up.
Don't want to hear that anymore. "Get Dame off my team. He's the problem." They don't want to hear that, but they just.
I was for Dame when they made that trade. Now I try to, defend him so much. But, some of the crappy, Dame did have some of the crappy games this season and stuff like that. But I'm not over here saying like, okay, yeah, it's, his fault, Because there's players, same thing with Brandon Jennings. Like, I didn't do like videos about it at the time when Brandon Jennings was playing with the Bucks. But I told some people like he has an on and off switch. So like one game he's on, one game he's off. All NBA players are going to experience that until they get better and better and better. You got these generational players like LeBron James, Stephen Curry, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and others that can do it every single night because they got a good work ethic. And that's what I think what some of these people had like problems with, especially the ones that come into the NBA and think it's all about scoring. And because it's the same problem we have now that we had back then, where players like try to be like they're play like Michael Jordan and do some scoring, knowing full well Jordan was good at both ends of the floor. So, and plus, I don't watch Bucks crossover because their videos for me are a little bit too long. And sorry, like my mentally, like my attention span will go off like on another level, will go somewhere else. And it's not like they're boring or anything like that, but I think it's just, in my opinion, it's just too long. But I do watch some of their shorts, so I do see some of that.
They just keep going further and further, and they think that the problem is me.
Yeah, the problem is you. And some of your young generation.
I'm not even getting the best. Dude, I'm not gonna lie. He's very weird. He's an odd character. There's no question. He's weird dude, man. I'm gonna shout him out.
Weird character. I don't think Barrett is a weird character. I think it's his thinking that is over the top. It's his thinking. Like here's you don't have a lot of YouTubers out there, with being charismatic and stuff like that. But that's not me. I'm just like, just stating, what I see and what the stats say and stuff like that. With like anything, like with wrestling, market development, comic books and stuff like that. Talk about it. But I think there's some YouTubers that go way over the top with their charisma. Some of it is too much. Like right now with Barrett, it's getting to that point where it's starting to get a little annoying. But like I said, it's not because he's charismatic. It's because his way of thinking when it comes to the Bucks and thinking like some of these Bucks fans should not be Bucks fans because he hates Bucks fans. Grow up.
Him out though, I think he's a good character because it's not ball knowledge, obviously.
Nice. He's right. It's not ball knowledge. It's not. And I think now let me scroll down. Okay. He only got like over 2,000 views. I mean, not 2,000 views, but only 2,000 subscribers. And there's people up there that got more than this, and people want to listen to what they want to listen to. He probably got them followers because, the young generation. You probably ain't got nobody that's, around my age or... But then again, the reason I follow him because we did talk and I'm gonna say I thought he saw some of the error of his ways, but he's not. It's not gonna change. Sorry, but yeah, immature. And why you don't have that many followers? We're the YouTube community. We like to get along, and although it sucks that there's some people on YouTube don't support other YouTube. They just think about, their channel, which is sad. But like I tell all my subscribers, like, hey, if you got a channel, I'll subscribe to this and you subscribe to mine. All fair. I'll check out your channels like every now and then and we'll go from there. Like the same thing. I support everybody. And I'll subscribe to if I think I'm interested in this channel, and if I think they got something interesting to talk about that I like, wherever you think is boring or not, I'm going to support them. And like I said, you support me, I support you. That's basically what it is. But yeah,
he's obviously a good character. People will tune into him. I'll give him his flowers. They tune into him because of the theatrics, not so much ball knowledge. Which is fine, I get it. Yeah, nah, he puts on act, and hey man, if that's what you do, that's what you do. Enjoy that.
Now listen, I could come on here as a...
Oh, this is great. Oh, this is great.
I've considered doing in response to these criticisms, bringing a monocle, bringing a top hat, and reading out the plays in the most professional way possible. Giannis Antetokounmpo dribbles with his left hand. He crosses over to the right hand. Oh, he dunks. Oh, next possession, he goes down, throws it to Kyle Kuzma. He spins around in a circle, throws the ball at the top of the backboard, and that's all that happened. But personally, I just throw a little bit of flair and flavor because my job isn't to read encyclopedias on here. Can we have a little bit of fun through the chaos? But these people will tell themselves that it's just the antics that's doing it. It's not that this guy...
Sorry, but it is.
Actually, he's kind of been getting us with the takes out here, Well, we're bashing Chris Middleton. This guy has a video up 8 months ago talking about how Doc Rivers was the worst coach of all time. the take that we're just now kind of coming around to. Oh, while we were hyping up Andre Jackson to be our $100 million man, oh, Bucks fans are realizing that, oh, this was the channel that was telling you that come the biggest parts of the season, Andre Jackson is going to be getting played sparingly. I would be...
No. Andre Jackson Jr. is young. It's like his second year in the NBA? And when he was starting, yeah, they had a little bit of good defense, but it was Doc's rotation that kind of ruined some players. That's what it is. Doc ruined some players. And yeah, he probably was saying, the Doc is the worst coach there is. So I admit, I was like a believer, like, okay, maybe Doc did have one championship with Boston, and maybe he can do something. So everybody, points out to, this 3-1 lead he has in the playoffs, then suddenly he lose it. Things happen. There's things that is going to be beyond our control that we can't control. So I gave Doc a pass. Because it's like, I don't really pay attention of him coaching until, he came here. And the thing is that I think he's just a different type of coach that because he started playing the NBA in the 80s and 90s. After he retired from playing, he started coaching in the late 90s. And he may be stuck with some of his old style of playing that probably all the way up to the championship year for the Boston Celtics. Then he thought stick with that. But I'll give Doc this. We are good at defense. We're the top 10 in defense. He did clean that up. But it's like the rotation is not good. And some of the players, it's their fault because they're not, practicing, shooting tough shots and stuff like that. That's partly on Doc, and that's partly on the players as well.
Would be playing him more than Doc Rivers is, but the point was he should have never been starting.
Bullcrap.
The point is, y'all point your fingers at the worst possible people over and over again, and you don't seek and learn your lesson. And now we get to where we've gotten to today, where Damian Lillard takes it upon himself to say, you know what, I'm Team Barrett.
No, he's not. He ain't no Team Barrett. He don't even know who you are. He probably don't even know who none of us are.
I'm with the new Bucks media, and we're getting you old tubs of lard out of here. And while after this guy tweets at him, he comes back and says, the way y'all are pointing fingers is getting crazy. And so this started today with, after all that background leading up to that, this guy, like I said, that is basically just blamed all the greatest Bucks players while saying, give me Kuzma. Unironically, I probably should have pulled that tweet. He still has it up from a couple weeks ago saying that John Horst cooked trading for Kyle Kuzma, giving up A.J. Johnson, who's currently better than Kyle Kuzma at 19 years old, and Chris Middleton.
Let me keep going.
Yeah, Chris, talk about how Horst cooked, and that's basically his biggest fight these days is how Kyle Kuzma was a good addition. And now you're left with him not having Chris Middleton to blame, and rather than just going and saying, you know what, I hated Chris Middleton, but Kuzma should have never been traded for.
It was a trade that worked, and nobody wanted Chris Middleton. So that should say something.
He has to find a new target, and now it's Damian Lillard. And he pulls out a quote from Giannis saying, who's telling y'all that me, Doc, and Dame had a meeting? And he's saying he wants to know who the snitch is, ... And now he's retweeting everybody that's saying it was Dame, including the person that Dame responded to. And so Dame responds to one of the people he was retweeting, talking about Dame. Chris and Dame are close. So basically, they're pointing the fingers at Dame, saying that Dame is leaking info about a meeting with Giannis and Doc Rivers, which who even cares any?
Yeah, who cares? But why is your business?
Anyway, about like whether people know about that a meeting happened. But regardless, they're trying to blame Dame for it. They're trying to put stuff on Dame, and he's saying the way y'all are pointing fingers is getting crazy. And even after the fact, they're still continuing to double down on Dame hate. And then one of the people, the person that's saying he hits his views, but it's just because of antics, and it's fine. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. Give him the views. I don't care. I don't even care. It's just antics. I don't care. That guy comes out here. I guess his name's Chrissy King. Go check him out, I guess. If you want no antics and real ball knowledge, go to Chrissy King.
Dude, you do not have no ball knowledge. If you're stuck on a player, really, you're looking at stats like it's the end all and be all. You don't look at every stat. You really don't.
I'm sure that dude's got a lot of basketball experience and history and real knowledge going on in there. But yeah, they have just no shame talking about, come on our little Buck show. I don't know if it exists in reality or if it's in their own head. I don't even know anything about that show. But yeah, they're just baiting Dame even after the fact. And so, what's my take on this overall?
Yeah, why you keep bringing it up? Really?
A little bit of a Bucks fan civil war as well, with Dame fans and Giannis fans, with guys like me in the middle, like, I've got some criticisms, but really the problem is Jimmy Haslam, which stems from that Doc Rivers, and which stems from that John Horst moves.
You blame it on an owner that only had this team. It was now one of the majority orders of the team this season, and we still don't know like what he's willing to do or what he's going to be capable of. When it comes to actually for this do stuff for this team. You have no idea. You probably just go by, the antics that he does with Cleveland and stuff like that. With not Cleveland, but like the Cleveland Browns. That team has been doomed since they were good in the 90s. It's the same thing with the Dallas Cowboys. They may be good, but they suck in the playoffs. That happens. It's a circle of life. That's all it is.
And it's a little bit of everything, but the Bucks fan base is kind of just absolutely divided right now, and it's kind of a civil war between old Bucks media and new Bucks media, as you've seen, and it's a civil war between some Giannis fans and some Dame fans. And so now for Dame responding to this, what's my take? I'm all for a good call-out and a good clapback, and I respect especially KD. He does it very well on Twitter. And there was a bunch of old heads when he first started doing it being like, why is he responding to people on Twitter? Because he's not like 60 years old and he goes online, and why the heck not? I'm with that. And call out the people that are talking trash about you. I'm all with that. But I don't know. Well, just maybe don't only respond to the people that are just like have a tweet with like 10 views and that are talking negatively about you. You can do whatever the heck you want. But I mean, I don't know, bro. There's also some people that are hyping you up and, doing it in a respectable way. Not myself, because some names I'll let you hype you up and some days not. But there are stan accounts out there, Dame, pushing the agenda that you are better than Stephen Curry. Go retweet them sometimes, too. I don't know. But you can do what you want, but that's just the way I feel. And then the other thing I would say is, Dame, again, stand up for yourself, do whatever the heck you want, your Twitter. And honestly, calling out a fatso, that dude, all the way good with it. But at the same time, I feel like...
Finally,
you hate
premium
these.
healthcare for hair loss, ED, weight loss, anxiety, and more. Through
I don't know, you could have maybe call out people for hating on your teammates. Personally, as a midi-sexual, I would have preferred when you saw Chris Middleton.
Y'all heard that, right? Midisexual. So I know he's been admitting it from like time to time, but it's it's bad. Like I said, I can't like truly say, but I don't think he hasn't played a lick of basketball in his life. If he has, then don't know. I will have I have pictures, but I don't have them anymore. But I had pictures on my old Facebook profile of me like playing ball. You know, people seeing me play, and shockingly enough, they call me Shaq. Yeah, I'm 6'5", and at the time I was like in my 200s. But point is, you can't just like watch the game then say you got ball knowledge. Like you gotta play the game too. Learn from your coaches and stuff. But sadly, the coach that I had, you know, yeah, it was a Christian basketball league. But the thing was, I think he wasn't a bad coach. I just think the players that we had on the team, except for a few of us that actually try to listen, they was all just trying to be like Jordan. It's like, really, like, come on. Yep, and the thing is, everybody in that league, they was eligible to play in the playoffs regardless of what record you had. Let's see, I think it was one season we only had like what, like one win out of, I think it was like 9, 10 seasons. Sorry, nine, like a game a week out of 10 weeks, I believe. We were like 1-9. Uh, the first year, second year, I played 3 years for that. My sophomore, junior, and senior year. Um, it was just crazy. Let's see. Of course, you're gonna grow as a player when you're like a teenager and stuff like that, and learn the basics and learn all the other stuff. I think the problem was, with the coach we had, we only like do team practice only once a week before we actually play the game. Like yeah, practice was like every Wednesday, and the games are on Saturday, like Saturday morning, Saturday early afternoon, and stuff like that. And I don't know, that's not enough practice. Well, especially the season like it's winter, like you have nowhere to practice at, so you think at least have practice there like maybe like 2 or 3 times a week to get better. But there's a friend of mine that was playing high school, James Raymond. He actually got me into this, and I guess we was in gym and like he saw me play. He was like, "Do you want to join this league?" So I was like, "You know what? Okay." Freshman year trying to get into the team's basketball team didn't work out. That's another reason for another time. But the freshman year didn't go well, so you know what? Why not? At least I ain't got to do like big like permission slips and things like that. I can just I'm playing. I'm playing. All I gotta do is just pay for the jersey, and I should have like invested in some shorts too. So, but yeah, it got better my senior year. But for a guy that the league is claiming that I was one of the best players in that team, which I don't know how. I didn't score that much, but then again, it's like I wasn't like getting the ball that much. But I had a few breakout games here and there, but one thing for me to saying that they think that I was like the best player on that team, and they say that because they do like they have an All Star game in the middle of the season. Well, middle, the see, yeah, middle of the season. Yeah, that's right. So I got on there twice, and I'm more of the defensive guy. Like scoring like came for me later. I was like more excited for the like being on the defense than anything. But they'll do layups and stuff like that. Normal thing. Then try to get your like mid range going. But I was never good at 3-point shooting. And I think I will be good at 3-point shooting. Even if I start playing today, because it's been 6 years since I last played basketball. But I'm gonna love basketball to the day I die. And I'm gonna be a Bucks fan to the day I die, no matter what happens, or no matter they if they end up deciding Giannis said, oh, he want to get traded. I'm gonna be upset, but I'm not gonna be mad at him. You get mad at management and, well, not just the owners, but the GM and stuff for not building the right team around him. Like, you only got lucky one time, and like ever since you didn't build like a good team. But I think I rambled on too long, so
Milton bashing that was way more unhinged, that you maybe could have came out and defended your teammate as a leader, or even Bobby Portis seems to be your guy, or Gary. I don't know, whenever people are getting on them, coming out and just defending them a little bit.
The funny thing, he trashed on Bobby Portis every chance he get. Like I said, we all agree, the rebounding for not rebounding, but the defense of Bobby Portis is questionable. We all agree with that. And some of the things he does offense is questionable, but he's been, pretty decent and been, 3 times he's been like the top 3 in 6 man of the year. But I think it gotta be the Bucks winning and him doing a little bit better on defense would put him over others for defense 6 man of the year, not defensive player of the year, but 6 man. So I don't know why he's like talking like just throw Bobby Portis in there and you being one of his biggest haters.
But it just seems like, I don't know, I don't really get a ton of these quotes of like him super big and somebody's gonna pull it. There's definitely a quote in his career and probably with his Bucks career of him like bigging up his teammates. But I don't know, I just feel like I don't see like the vociferous defense. Like, I'm gonna go out here on my platform and say y'all are hating on Chris Middleton. He's the man.
Yeah, you have. So wrong.
And while me and Giannis were hurt last playoffs, he was getting it done. Give him time while he's recovering. I never saw that, and
yeah, because you do it all the time, and nobody will see that because they know better that it's over for Chris Middleton. Although you believe, it's like one of those things. I do believe that there are players that they can still play at a certain age, like with LeBron James still playing like he's in his 20s, scoring like over 20 points a game. Chris Middleton ain't gonna do that because he's not athletic. Like I said in the past, he's mostly like a shooter. He's not athletic. And I think people that is like more athletic and stuff, play longer because they're more athletic. They ain't worried about if they not like defending people, like if they miss, they just whatever. Truth is, like, Brooke is not even all that athletic. He's just big and had like decent footwork, but when it comes to try to defend smaller guys, he is not that good.
there's been hate on a bunch of dudes. I don't really see that, but I do see Dame coming out to say multiple times, people say I don't play defense. They don't know what they're talking about. And it's just like, Dame, I still believe in you. I believe you're like basically the only chance the Bucks have left is if you and Giannis are healthy. But at the same time, you're not a good defender. Your defense has been bad.
Playing good defense ain't always shown on, the stats all the time. They're there, but it doesn't always prove like you're that great of a defender. If y'all pay attention last year, he was the top 10 guards defensive wise in the NBA. I think he was number 6 out of the 10 from last season. So yeah, Dame's play defense, so you don't see him, try to snatch it from somebody's hand, like try to steal the ball. Seriously, he can play defense, but I think they gotta set up a scheme that's will help him out, and I don't think that's like Doc is. Yeah, he's a good defensive coach, but offensive wise and like when it comes to like rotation with players, he's not that good. But Doc is a good defensive coach. Kind of like the same thing we said about Budenholzer. But what we see is now like Doc kind of doing like almost the same thing that Coach Bud is doing. Well, if he had like a younger and a quicker center like Jericho Sims, if y'all seen, Jericho Sims play since they got him, he may not be scoring much, but he's way more better getting the rebounds and getting offensive rebounds. Well, then again, Brooke can always get offensive rebounds, but just getting rebounds in general. If you give Jericho Sims that type of minutes, I bet you can get at least like 15 to maybe 18 rebounds a game. But he probably would be like a double-double. Maybe like, let's just say like maybe 16 and 13 rebounds a game. 16 points, 13 rebounds a game. I can see that with Jericho Sims. But we know Brooke can score. Brooke can shoot the 3. But good rim protector. But I was to say back then, but it's not good enough. And I'm on here. I'm not hating on Dame. I got on his jersey. So, do I think Dame is on that like period that he's on his off switch and plus still trying to get used to playing in a different team? Yeah. But I'm not saying like, oh, he's totally suck. He's gonna ruin the game for us or something like that. Maybe a few, boneheaded plays, yeah, but I'm not saying, okay, this is going to be the end of us, like, we're going to suck with them being there or something like that. No, I'm not saying that. Damian Lillard, although he's not the number one scorer on this team, but at least he tries. He tries on defense. And if you can get at least like one steal a game, you're doing something. And that's what his like career average is, like at least one steal a game. And there's gonna be some nights he's gonna get like 3 steals a game. But nobody ain't gonna talk about that.
Better this year than it was last year, but the defense for the Bucks is 8 points better when you don't play. Like, you're still not a good defender. I don't know why like you keep coming out here like trying to make a statement, trying to like be mad at people at saying you're a bad defender when the numbers clearly show that you are a bad defender. And so, my only thing is, I don't know, if you're going to come out here defending yourself this much, I don't know, maybe defend your teammates a little bit, and then also maybe just show a little bit of love to some of your stan accounts on Twitter as well, because they have been holding you down. Some of them in disgusting ways by, like, turning on Giannis, or earlier in the season, turning on Chris Middleton to blame. But some of them are doing it with just a nice little unhinged Dame love, which I respect a lot. So, that's my thoughts on it all.
Okay, let me just go back to this. So my thing was like, why bring some of these videos up?
Today's
Just
tweets and
hold on.
what happened was really just a sign of something that's been going on for a while right now, and a story that has been going on for a minute.
Yeah,
and
see?
that is Buck.
Why bring that up? This was like a few months ago. Were you really like you got a hard on for Chris Middleton?
Old media versus what the people want to hear.
No, it's not no old media versus what the people want to hear. It's people that knows ball versus people that think they know ball, but they're too young to realize it, or probably haven't played a lick of basketball themselves. So that's what it is.
2025. And here's one example of that right here.
Next person you better put on, you better put Barrett on, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
I better be Barrett. Better be Barrett, bro. Don't nobody tell me what to do on my platform.
Y'all talking cake.
See, why play that? Because they mentioned you, they should put you on because you have a fan. Nonsense. I am going to comment on this video, and he ain't going to like what I got to say, and I think it's just kind of childish and stupid at the same time. I know me doing this video ain't no better, but we as a YouTube community need to do better. Not just me, not just him, but everybody in the YouTube channel community. Either you just I talk about basketball, but YouTube channel community, period. We really got to do better. We really do. Like, we can say like our opinions and things like that, but some of our opinions ain't always right. That's why some of us, we go by facts. So, mainly, you can come out with facts, with stats, but you're talking about some of the same games. That's Barrett's problem. Like, he brought up the few of the same games that, Chris Middleton had 20, 10, and 5 or some crap like that, and you bring that up and you get mad when the person get traded because they don't have it no more, but they only just have that on and off switch. And plus, yeah, people do age. Some people don't age well, and some people do. It depends how they take care of their bodies. And with Chris Middleton constantly, being injury prone, father time is catching up to him. Like, you have like an injury that took you out, like half a season or whatever the case may be. Where you got certain like players that's athletic, they only be out for like maybe like a week or two or like a month, and that's it. Not like half a season. So yeah, he ain't gonna like what I'm gonna say, but I didn't know anything about this until I was in with Logic, and they say they put him up there. Although Aaron ain't gonna like mention him. But I think us as a community, we got to tell each other to get better and not feed off to, some of these, new generations that don't know any better. So, I'm sorry, but some of these people that, on here, I'm not saying all the young generation is bad. I'm not saying that. But there's some young generation that, they really need to get the crap slap out of them. Because, like, everybody, try to work together, and I work with some people when it came to wrestling. It sucks that I don't see them that much on channels anymore because they stopped. Oops, I didn't mean that. But my point is, I would like to see some of these people like go back to doing their YouTube channels and stuff like that. And I think there's some people that get criticized for the wrong reasons, but you can give criticism to him for the right reasons. So it's just like people just really gotta learn. Like, we were all young once. Well, I'm still young, but you get what I'm saying. So yeah, some of you generations, grow up and, you know, the veterans of YouTube, they know better and they got, more, watchers or like subscribers than you. Or if they don't have that many subscribers, but at least they've been on the channel for like ever since like YouTube's existence. Or, maybe a little bit shorter than that, but just been on for like so long. So, because I like it when, I do my lives, some people, some of them be like, teenagers just saying, how I can get like, do like live videos and stuff like that. So, I tell them, what, I support them, they support me. So, they subscribe to my channel, I subscribe to theirs. So, that's how we gonna get ahead in the YouTube community. Is support each other. Like, you can get upset, with somebody with, their own opinion, then you can get over it. But there's some people like him that his opinion is like way over the top and just doesn't think, just talk about, this one special player and you seen like his stats. You only talk about his games, but you don't talk about his stats. So, yeah. Just some people is blind and they don't realize it until they get older. So, hopefully, some of these people grow up soon. That's it for me. I just thought I just was watching this video and just didn't know this was the video that he was talking about, that they was talking about Inverse Logic on. We're not old. We're still young, but I should change that. We might be old, but we are more knowledgeable than what you think. So we'll just keep it that way. And guys, if you like more content than this, drop a like and also please subscribe. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Hopefully we can get there. With you guys' support, without you guys, it would be no us. So we all just need to grow in the YouTube community and just have people, they can watch, different opinions, but don't talk about like somebody's channel and the person have like, 1,000,000 subscribers compared to your, 20 or something like that. So it's just all about respect. Y'all comment below and let me know what y'all think as well. Also, you get a chance. We got over 2,500 videos and counting. Been one of the longest reigning YouTube channels on here. So we might got content that you like. We got wrestling content, more like Bucks content, and we also have talk about developments that's going on in Milwaukee and comic book movies and TV news. So get a chance, check it out. Yeah, and also check out the website, WrestlingFansSpeakOut.weebly.com. Upcoming wrestling events in the Midwest. Also, photos and stuff like wrestling events and also Bucks events, meet and greets in the Midwest too. So you can, check that out too. Who's gonna be in the area? And like, if you want to trying to look for them and try to get them to either sign your book or photo, most of that information in the Midwest. So we cover Illinois, and of course we cover Wisconsin, but we also cover Michigan and Minnesota. And probably the upcoming events, you see, we added Iowa and Indiana. So probably next year we may add more. Then we might end up doing Indiana and Iowa. So if anybody makes an appearance on there next year. So this is still undecided. Anyways, thanks y'all for watching. I know it's a long video. I didn't try to make it this long, but when it comes to this guy, you're going to have a lot to say. Anyways, thank y'all for watching. Until the next video.